Christie believes Mark Meadows' testimony is going to be the final nail in the coffin for Donald Trump. On a recent episode of Morning Joe, the former governor of New Jersey and the show's co-hosts discussed how the ex-president has been making quite a few flubs lately in his speeches, something Christie blamed on anxiety. "I think it's the stress of what he knows is coming and his criminal problems," Christie, 61, shared. That's all post Mark Meadows, agreeing to testify. "And I think everybody watching needs to understand from somebody who did this work for 7 years, you don't give Mark Meadows immunity unless the evidence he has is unimpeachable. And I said this yesterday. I want all Republican voters to understand this, what's going to be happening in March. He's to be sitting in a courtroom in Washington, D.C., with Mark Meadows 20 feet away from him, saying he committed crimes in front of me on my watch," Christie declared. "Look, this is a guy who was velcroed to Trump's hip for the entire 2020 campaign and all the post-campaign nonsense. And so this is deadly, the Republican reasoned of the impact Meadows' confessions will have. It's done. Trump's going to be convicted. It's over." As OK reported, Meadows, Trump's former chief of staff, agreed to take a plea deal in exchange for immunity. According to an insider, Meadows, 64, informed special counsel Jack Smith's team that he told the ex-president several times that his claims of voter fraud in relation to the 2020 election were unfounded. Trump responded to the immunity agreement news by lashing out at Meadows via Truth Social, noting he didn't think his former ally would take a plea deal like some weaklings and cowards have done. "I don't think Mark Meadows would lie about the rigged and stolen, sick, 2020 presidential election merely for getting immunity against persecution by deranged prosecutor, Jack Smith," he wrote. "But, when you really think about it, after being hounded like a dog for 3 years, told you'll be going to jail for the rest of your life, your money and your family will be forever gone, and we're not at all interested in exposing those that did the rigging. If you say bad things about that terrible monster, Donald J. Trump, we won't put you in prison, you can keep your family and your wealth, and, perhaps, if you can make up some really horrible stuff about him, we may very well erect a statue of you in the middle of our decaying and now very violent capital, Washington, D.C." Trump concluded. Mediaite reported on Christie's Morning Joe appearance.